What it do? What it do? You know what it is. It's your boy Neil, aka Bandit, and I'm here with some special guests, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves as soon as I get on the right screen. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I am Smoking Jeremy B, writer for the Motor City Tribune, and also I have my own show that I broadcast, Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. Neil's been a guest on mine a couple times. This is my second time here with him. We're even now. Let's keep going that way.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. D, introduce yourself.
What's up? It's Day, aka Day Day. Just your number one Lions fan. Let's go.
Y'all know what we here today. What we going? It's your NFC North
Hey,
review.
real quick, bro.
What's
Real
up?
quick. In the intro, you got to get rid of the and when it says my name. Just have it say Day. Don't say and Day. Because it looks like I'm
I
just
got
like
you.
here. You know what I mean?
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. But
All
you
right,
know,
let's
it's the
go.
NFC North review podcast. You feel me? I appreciate
Look at
y'all
that,
for being on
smoking
here.
dad's tuning in.
We're gonna start off. Shout out to my man Lions Rumble, man. You feel me? I appreciate you watching,
What up,
bro.
Mo?
You say your dad. Your dad said yes, sir. That's what's up, man. I appreciate everybody coming in and joining us, man. Let's talk about the first game. You feel me? The Lions versus the Packers, man. When we came in there and dominated the Packers from head to start, man. Jeremy, I'm gonna get your little point of what you guys say, man.
That's the first time the Lions dominated anybody since 1972 over the Browns when they were ahead 20 something to 3. I think it was
Damn.
1972. So that's huge. We haven't seen this. This is a, hey, you know what NFL stands for? New fucking Lions.
Fucking Lions. What you guys say about it? G? What you got? What's your reviews on the game, man?
Me?
Yeah, what's your reviews on the
Well,
game, man?
just pure
What's your reviews on?
domination, dude. Just
Okay,
domination, dude. Just
yes, sir.
they had no answer for our D line whatsoever. No matter what they tried to do. I mean, we had Hutch bouncing around all over the place. Just there was just none, and yeah, just pure dominance, pure.
Let's check out some of the highlights from this game, and let's check out some of the highlights. We got some
Of
highlights.
the interception. Goff retreats, fires over the middle, caught on the run, inside the 40-yard line, inside the 30. Goff, deep again, wide open, making the grab and taking it in is St. Brown. 24 yards, so just like that, 35-20.
At this point in the game, you feel me? Jared Goff just came off the interception, man, and the defense held up and stopped him to a field goal. Then he gets a break back on the field, and he drops the Lions right down the field to score a touchdown, man. Jeremy, how was you feeling during this point in the game, man?
Well, when we did the turnover, I was more concerned on what the defense was due. You know what I'm saying? Because in the previous 2 weeks, he did the exact same thing. Goff is steady Eddie. You know, he doesn't get phased by that stuff. He doesn't get phased when he's
Not
sacked.
at
He
all.
doesn't get
Not
phased
at
when
all.
he throws a pick. He and he takes accountability. He goes, "Yeah, I threw a bad pass." Matter of fact, he said that was the worst pass he threw in his career when he threw that to, what was it, Rudy Ford? Is
Yeah,
that his name?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that being said, he comes back and says, "Okay, time to get back to work." Completes one to Supporta Laporta, and then completes the bomb right to Amon Ra, and he didn't even have to dive to get that. He was so wide open, he could have walked it in. He dove to make it look good.
You know what would have been funny if we would have caught it and turned around and just did the moonwalk going in the thing.
Yeah, I know, because he had enough room. He had 10 yards of room. He could have moonwalked those last 4 yards.
What about you, D? How was you feeling at this point in the game, man?
Well, the turnover, it was like, okay, I see you, Goff. It was a bad read, man. He threw it behind the dude and he floated it, and that's not Goff. I mean, that was a very inaccurate pass. But the defense stood on their toes, or stood on their head, however you want to say it, and held them to a field goal, which was in that situation give
Oh,
up a touchdown. You know what I mean? So that was what's the word I'm looking for? Uplifting, I guess. And then when Goff just marched us down the field, just dink, 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 unfazed. I felt really good at that point of the game. I was like, okay, we're not rattled by one turnover.
Not at all. Let's go to the next highlight I got here.
Little razzle dazzle. Raymond, tons of room. Khalif Raymond down the sideline. He goes deep into Green Bay territory. Rudy Ford finally knocks him down.
He don't grab his feet right there, he's gone. Raymond's in there.
Khalif Raymond, dog, and he is fast, man. Everybody saying how Goff ain't going to adjust to the speed of J-Mo. Well, Khalif Raymond, maybe a step behind. What's the last thing you heard?
You said,
I said, everybody saying that he's going to be a step behind Khalif Raymond.
Yeah,
but
you broke up, but we got it. The speed of Raymond, he's the second fastest guy on the team. You can say what you want. What up, Low?
Was that the run where Goff threw the block? Goff threw the block on that reverse?
Goff got that block. He knocked that linebacker right over, threw his whole body into him.
Yeah, Goff out there giving it his all. And then a couple plays later, I think this is what happened.
He's going to pack it in, and he will go inside the 2nd and goal. Big hole, left side, in for the touchdown. David.
Let's talk about that because that was the
Shout
point.
out to David Montgomery coming off that injury, man.
But that was the point. When they ran Goff to the left after they moved Quay Walker to the right to help stop the run because we were gashing him on the right-hand side again, that's what broke that defense. He doesn't have to slide as long as he can hold on to the ball, man. Lions rumble.
Yeah, he right. Goff can't slide, man. Even when he played for the Rams, he took that big hit going out of bounds. He need to learn how to slide if he's gonna be running the ball.
He's too stiff. Goff's too stiff.
He doesn't have the hip mobility to pull that off. He's got the speed. He's got the exact same 40 time as Patrick Mahomes. He just doesn't look it because he doesn't weave through people like Mahomes does.
There's no way. Goff is
They both ran a 4.840. They both ran a 4.840.
Mahomes looks so much faster than Goff, though.
Because he has fluidity.
3rd and 22. 3rd and 22. Goff doesn't pick that up last night. No way.
You're not understanding me. They both have the exact same straight line speed. That's all I'm saying. The difference is how they turn. That's it. Mahomes never runs a straight line. Look, he goes like
that falls into one of those categories of game speed and like basically track speed. Because look at the guy we got, Brian Branch, slow 40 time, but that dude's so fast.
I think he was coming off of something from the national championship game, and he just couldn't go that fast at the combine because I'm quite sure he ran faster at his pro day.
Oh, that's why he fell.
I know it's why he fell. But not a lot of teams went. There was only 6 teams at the Alabama Pro Day watching the defense. They were all there for Gibbs and whoever was on offense.
Bryce. But,
yeah, Bryce, Jameer, and then whatever wide receiver that came out.
None.
No
Alabama wide receiver.
That's right. They were all juniors or less, and they stayed in, didn't they?
Yeah, they were all terrible. But anyway, back to the Lions before we get off on tangent here.
Yeah.
Next
4.8, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah,
that's wild to me. That is very wild to me. Wow.
Another highlight we're gonna look at. I think this is the sack where your boy Hutchinson came in.
Look out! It collapses. Taken down to
the defense, man. I ain't gonna lie, our defense has stepped up majorly, man, from the front 4 to the back end. What's your thoughts, Jeremy?
Well, let's look at it this way. Last year at this time, after 4 games, we had given up 662 yards on the ground. Guess how many we've given up total this year?
Like 230 something?
266.
Yeah.
400 yards less. 400 yards less. Divide that by 4. We're only giving up 70 some odd yards per game. Come on.
Think we can keep that up?
They have to keep
Yes.
it up. I know we can because they already proved they can. Everybody says, "Oh, they're not going to do that to Atlanta." What we hold them to?
Like 60-something yards.
44.
If Aaron Jones
44?
44 total team yards is what we held them to. And you know what the bad part is? 10 of those was Desmond Ridder running away from pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially if our defense doing this on the back end.
3rd and long out of a tight formation. Packers rush 5. Goff steps up, throws picked off at the 43-yard line by Rudy Ford.
Bro, why you gotta show that again? Why we gotta see that again?
My bad.
He jumped there. If you actually
Especially
look,
if
there was a guy behind him
especially-
too.
But if our defense
Oh, no.
keep doing what we're
I'm
doing,
not-
especially in the secondary,
I
especially in the secondary,
am not.
ever since we-
I am still. I told Neil this on my show post game. The hot seat for Aaron Glenn is just down on low. It ain't off
no,
because you
Oh,
can't
it's-
have this much talent and look that bad.
I gotta
against
sit up
passing
for this one.
teams.
You know, man. If y'all don't
I know.
get his,
It's off, bro. It's off.
No, it ain't off. Yeah, I gotta see it.
It's off for me. It's off for me. It was barely on for me before.
It's off, man.
Mine went from high to medium. Now it's on low. I
Well,
gotta
man,
see consistency. I gotta see consistency all the way through. We need more than just 2 good games to turn a burner off.
Look what he did in these
If that's
2
the
games.
case, if that's the case, then in San Diego, it went from that motherfucker's ass is on fire to they won this week, so let's turn it off. That ain't
No.
happening.
No, if you're talking about Staley, no.
Right. It's the
Let's
same
talk-
thing with Aaron Glenn.
No, because AGC wasn't as hot. AGC wasn't as hot as that.
It was with me.
Well, hold
I
on,
had
pause.
his ass on fire.
Jeremy, let's check his track record from the last season into them 10 games to beginning of this season. It proved for itself. Like
We still, with an improved
Hold on.
secondary for the first 2
You
weeks,
need
we
Chiefs.
still had a really bad passing defense.
Okay.
I
We need the
haven't
Chiefs
seen
and holding them.
I have not seen the passing defense control teams consistently for a season. Until I see it, I'm not going to believe in it.
we ain't been controlling the thing because 1, Jerry Jacobs had a couple bad games, and 2, when somebody go out, they
No
keep putting
pressure.
This is
We
black
had
him
no
out, bro.
pressure for 2 exact games. He's still on medium.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, because we had 1 sack through the Atlanta game until the Atlanta game,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
was
we had-
Anzalone on Gino.
How many sacks did we have in Atlanta game?
And
7.
no, Seattle game. We had 7.
How
in
many
the
sacks did
Atlanta.
we have versus the Packers?
We had 5.
5. Yeah.
That's 12 sacks in 2 games.
That ain't what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking
Nice.
about
Okay.
we
How
still
many-
gave
how
up
many-
over 200 yards passing again.
And probably 190 of them came from Jerry Jacobs.
Okay, we gave up 200 yards passing. Okay, so you're telling me the opposing quarterback only passed for over 200 yards, maybe like 210, 215? I'm okay with that.
No,
And then we
he
hold you
actually-
running game just
He actually threw for more yards than Goff, but the 2 interceptions negated it.
okay. So we held him the passing game in check.
No, it's to me, it's not in check still.
Let's put in account this too. A lot of plays when they did get a lot of yards, Will Harris was on the field.
Facts, bro. The minute Will Harris came in for Branch, he gave up. I think he gave up a big play.
Big play.
Once they gave us a deep shot,
When
he
the clock
gave us a
hit
deep
0,
shot to Chris. Yeah, and at the end of the 3rd or whatever it was.
For me,
Yeah,
the burner's
yeah.
still simmering. I'm sorry. You
and
can't
can't
change
blame
my
AT
mind.
for
It's
that.
my opinion.
I understand
Your
that.
opinion, you're entitled to it.
We're here arguing your opinion. That's what we're here for. You feel like
Yeah. I'm not going to change it because somebody told me, it can't because of this. And I was like, no, it's my opinion. I ain't changing it. I'll write another one on how I still think he's got to do better.
The only game our defense really got torched was Seattle. This year, that's the only game our defense has really gotten torched. You think about it.
And a lot of that was on who?
Jerry Jacob.
Jerry. And I'm a big, huge Jerry Jacob.
We didn't have any. We didn't have any pressure that game either.
Here's the other thing: if Thor, Bobby Lazone, Annalise, Anzalone, whatever you want to call him, doesn't tip that ball, he doesn't get that confidence.
Okay, but what about the second one where he stepped in front of it and got that?
That's because he got the confidence from the first one. Get it right. He had no.
No, Jerry would have made that play. Jerry's physical. That's why he gets called for flag and shit. Jerry would have made that play, regardless if he had that first interception or not.
Put it this way: if Anzalone doesn't tip that pass, Jerry Jacobs is burned for 15 yards again because the guy was 10 yards behind him. That's where the pass was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, he was out of position and burnt toast again. I saw it.
You got the highlight, Neil?
No, I
show it.
You got the Jerry Jacobs in first interception?
The guy.
I do.
And it tipped up in the air.
I wanna say you're right. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong on that. I want to say you're right.
If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have played as good later in the game. That built his confidence, is what I'm telling you.
Oh man, I do got it. Where is that?
You know your corner's not playing very good if you're talking about him. Who are we now? We're not talking about Cam Sutton. Because he ain't heard his name.
What? You know why you don't hear his name? People don't.
Because he's locked down.
Because he's locked down.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool with that. I'm cool with that.
They don't throw his way no more. They're tired of seeing that ball get batted away from people. And if it wasn't for Drake Ludden grabbing his face mask in.
No. That's the golf. Golf the GOAT for that. Golf played his ass off.
I'm gonna find it. Oh yeah. We're gonna find a Jerry Jacobs pick, man.
Depends on which one you show, and I'll tell you.
Jerry Jacob hit his ass up too, man. I'm just saying, like
I didn't say he didn't.
On,
I'm saying
on Jones
if
too.
If Thor doesn't raise his hand and tip that ball when he was burnt toast, that ball doesn't get to him. It gets to the receiver, and we're talking a different game.
But it didn't.
I know it didn't. I'm just saying he was out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I don't think we're talking a different game.
What do you think about the contributions from Bugs since Bugs has been back?
I don't think we're going to.
Bugs is the biggest
pistol this time.
I got it. He go to
Love pressure. Down he goes at the. Of course.
That was the bug sack.
Not it.
Bugs fucking just belly flopped on him.
He bull rushed so fast they couldn't react. Wasn't it the play after that?
Since Bugs just came back, that D line's just been playing a hell of a lot better.
Because Aleem wasn't comfortable until he had an actual big man next to him.
Yeah.
We saw that last year because it took him half a season to get Bugs in. Remember?
Right.
Yep.
So this year, we started off with Burrito Jones, who weighs less than 300 pounds, and Levi Onwuzurike, who weighs less than 300 pounds.
Benito's under 300? No, I thought Benito was over 300.
Well, I thought he was like 298. He's just under 300 pounds.
Let me look it up.
Hey, Dale, good to see you. I'm
still there?
Lions won. Yeah, you're still there, sort of.
Yeah, I'm here. I can't find the play, man. I can't find the play. But let's talk about the stats of the night, man. Where you want to start, Jeremy? You want to start offense and defense?
Bugs is Benito Jones is 335. 335, okay, I think.
Well, then there's no reason why Aleem shouldn't have been just excelling with him there. You know what it is? Burrito Jones is Burrito Jones.
He's not very good.
Jeremy,
great.
We're going to start with these stats right here.
I mean, Jared Goff, look at that. He threw another game where he was 67% completion percentage, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Nice, solid play all the way around. You got David Montgomery, who only averaged 3.8 yards per carry at the end of the game, but it was the quality. and the fact that he still broke off big runs consistently more than you ever
Yeah.
seen out of Jamal Williams.
He wore them out. He wore them out all game. By the fourth, those players were tired of tackling him.
In that offensive
So it was
line,
like two.
And
you
Gibbs,
get
he
behind that
only
offensive
had
line to get them holes that they got, man. You can't stop that run, man. And he's a
Gibbs may
powerful
have
runner, man.
Gibbs may have only had 5 carries, but he got 40 yards. 8 yards per carry.
Cool with that.
I think they're going to increase him as he goes, but I think they've been saving the wide receiving stuff with Gibbs for J-Mo to be back.
Right.
That way they don't know where the speed's coming from. I think
What
they've
you
been
think about
keeping that hid for a reason.
What was the rushing stats, Jerm?
I already went over that. David Montgomery had 126 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3.8 yards per carry.
On 31 carries or something like that. 31, 32
Yes,
carries.
it's gonna be the 4:25 time slot for the Tampa Bay game this weekend. Yes, Dale.
Next weekend.
They flexed us to the afternoon next week versus Tampa Bay, and you're not to know why, because they're tired of seeing the TV ratings have been dropping because it's either been blowouts or it's been low-scoring dog water games. They want a marquee matchup in the afternoon slot to raise the ratings for the 4:00 game slot.
So, Jerm, who you got
as your players
of the game, man?
My players of the game, David Montgomery.
On offense.
Right. David Montgomery, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta, and the O-line, period.
So the whole offense is your MVP.
D, who you got on game on offense? Who you got player of the game on?
Probably Goff. Yeah, Goff was running around, being mobile, kept a few plays alive. Only had the one pick. Yeah, I'll give it to Goff.
Man, my player of the game go to this man right here. What he did, 121 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. Who your player of the game on defense? D.
Probably it's got to be Hutch, man. Got to be Hutch. Even though Jerry had the 2 interceptions, he was gifted one of them. So, and Hutch had another sack and a half, another 2 sacks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Hutch. That D line just dominated all night.
Jeremy, who you got player of the game on defense?
Well, let's see. Aline, Bugs, Hutch, Branch. Because Branch had some hits. And then Jerry Jenkins.
Any word on Branch?
It's a low ankle sprain.
It was minor. Yeah,
it was very
serious.
minor. Nothing too serious. So we got lucky.
You know who I got defensive player of the game? The whole defense.
Hey.
The whole
They
defense.
go in the Lambeau and shut them down the way they get 2 interceptions, all the 5 sacks and everything. I got the whole defense, man.
But you want to know who were the real
another thing I want to talk
players
about.
of the game? I'll tell you who the real players of the game was. The Detroit Lions fans buying out the 40% of the tickets that were being sold by the season ticket holders and making that look like a home game. It's Ford Field North.
Let me say,
Man, this is out of blue. It's Ford Field.
That's Ford Field.
You see the statement the Packers put out to their season ticket holders?
Man. Yeah, they put a memo out for the ticket. I posted that. They put a thing out.
Please try to sell your tickets to Packers fans only. Yeah.
Man, shut it down, man. Like, man, I wish I.
When's the last time we've ever beaten up on the Packers like that? When's the last time? I mean, the Packers have done that to us how many times?
Man,
the way we did them.
And too many times.
Payback's a bitch.
Payback is a bitch for real. But another thing I want to talk about, man, on here, man. So right after we got done, first of all, let's start about this. Trash ass fan, man. We scored a touchdown, man, and this bitch pours beer on Amon St.
Like that, 35-24, Lambeau leaped right into the arms of some Lion fans.
Yeah, that girl. Mm-hmm.
This
But wait.
boat.
Here's
Goddamn boat. Goddamn boat.
Yeah, all I got to say is,
Go ahead, Jeremy. I'm gonna let you speak on it before I say something.
I'm going to say something too, because I've seen it happen all around the league where the fan of another or a player from another team jumps in and a fan will do something stupid. That being said, it's still unacceptable. I don't care. And I understand she was drinking her White Claw or a Miller Lite. She should be banned from going to Lambeau Field.
She should be banned. She should be banned from any NFL football game, man.
Whatever.
For doing some shit like
at least Lambeau Field, because you know she's probably a resident with one of those people that walk across the street.
Like when I seen that shit, I said, "Oh, you know how Detroit people is. If you don't listen to Shout It Baby and Babyface Ray and Cash Key, like Detroit fans looking for you, Shawty. We looking for you. Like you messed up. To do that to Amon St. Brown, oh my God. Oh, you can never step in Detroit. Never, the whole state of Michigan, like people gonna remember your face.
Yeah, you're right.
She can get away with it up there at the UP because those guys are mostly Packers fans, anyways.
Man, and people.
That's where I know all my Packers friends are from. They're all from the UP.
Man, that's some bull shit, man. For real.
I just don't get
it, man.
That's my buddy. We didn't score 70. Same old Lions. Lions suck. Yeah, you sound like John Dorn of the NBC North the Huddle, the Packers fan.
Man, I just
no, we.
Like,
I
seen that, man. I was so pissed. I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed.
Ask Neil what I said at the end of the first half. What I said. We could put up 60.
Said the same thing. I said, man, we're definitely going to put up 50, 60 points this game. We could have.
Burger, man.
We could have, bro. We took it easy.
We took our foot off the gas in the third quarter. And then once they started to get back in it, they started changing the play calling, went back aggressive again.
So I don't understand, man. You got to bury your division rivals. Because it could come down to anything at the end of the season, you know, with a division rival. So,
and that play that ended the third quarter. All of us, Neil, Will, myself, that play shouldn't have happened. What the hell?
Man, it was the clock was at 0. Like, what the hell?
Triple zeros for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're not talking about the play clock. We're talking the game clock.
Oh, never seen that.
Oh, and we just said it, Richard.
Jeremy,
they took our feet off the gas.
Challenge that.
They can't challenge it.
No. New York, I don't understand how that. I don't understand how that wasn't looked at.
Go ahead, D.
I don't. Well, but at the same time, when they went to commercial break before we set up to the field goal, there was no flag on that field. We were set up for the field goal on that 4th down try, and they took it. And Quay Walker jumps over. No flag is thrown.
I don't get it, man. They always do that to us.
So,
man, like,
what's funny is that was a long commercial break. Remember, after that field goal, we made the field goal. Remember? We made the field goal. There was a long commercial break. They come back, and we hear there's a flag on the play, and because it's half the distance to the goal, it's 1st and goal. I was like, hey, what happened?
We get the ball.
TJ Lang, who was once a Packer, but has remained faithful to the Lions as a broadcaster with the 97 won the ticket, was there on the sidelines as the sideline reporter.
Isn't Lang from Detroit? Isn't he from Michigan?
He's originally from Michigan, too. Yes.
Yep.
There was he said there was 2 refs all the way at the opposite end of the field, and they were talking right at the beginning of the break. And the one did this, which means he was trying to hear through his earpiece. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, a quiet little flag was dropped about 30 seconds before they came out of that TV timeout. New York called up and said, hey, that is a penalty. You have to call that because y'all screwed up the end of the quarter. You have to call this. You can't let it go.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So why did they do that for the pass when it was double zeros on the clock?
They can't change
They
the pass. No, because they already changed ends and they already ran plays. That was over. This is later in the game now. That was done. You see what I'm getting at there?
Well, Neil, you're getting that. Why didn't New York call down and say, "Hey, that play shouldn't have happened at the end of the third," right? Why didn't they do it then?
Yeah, it went to commercial break because that was the end of that quarter. They went to commercial break.
Mhm.
It was easy to place that back.
I've been saying for years we've needed full-time refs and held at an accountability just like the end. That damn dog. I'm gonna kill it. But anyway,
I got one out here too. Let's see what the safe city's outside.
that's okay. But I've been saying for years that we need Hey! There. Full-time refs with the same accountability as NBA refs.
Yeah.
All that money they got, they getting and everything else like that. They should be able to get full-time refs, man. I just don't understand that, man. But another thing I want to talk about, man. We got great news Friday.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
He's back, but man, I don't expect much from him.
Yeah, go back.
Oh,
Yeah.
he may be
So-
back. But Dan Campbell addressed it in the presser today. He will be back.
What do you say?
He's gonna take that today.
He's going to be brought back, eased into this lineup, which it falls into line with exactly what I said. They're going to use him 6 to 10 snaps this game.
60. That's the only thing. I think you're gonna have at least 20.
No. They're saying they're going to use him sparingly. They're going to ease him in because they don't want him to re-aggravate that hamstring.
Yeah, and he's got to learn the offense still too.
He didn't get a full offseason.
Jameer Gibbs him basically.
No, you're not understanding it. They're going to use him more as a decoy this game, just like they did in the games in between, because they didn't use him efficiently until the Packers game in Week 18. He would have had 2 catches and 41 yards on an end around. One of those catches was a touchdown, but all 3 were called back on holding penalties. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Evan Brown was the one on JMO.
You think the fans are going to be acceptable with him only playing 6 to 8 plays, though?
It's 6 to 10. 6 to 10.
Well,
I think the fan base going to be. I think fan base going to be pissed off.
Fan base may be pissed off, but that's exactly it. JMO needs to earn his way back into this lineup.
100%.
I have from very good sources that more than likely Marvin Jones Jr. is the one that's going to be a free agent.
What have you done for me lately?
You think they're going to cut him?
Yep.
Ooh, and cut Marv, huh? That's tough.
Hey, what has he done? Nothing.
Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. That's facts.
And Donkey Kong, you're right. Coaches don't care what the fans think. Has nothing to do with the fans. It has to do with what's best.
Oh, shit. If they cut him, I ain't going to question it. They're going to have to make a corresponding move and pick up somebody.
No, they have to make room for JMO. JMO makes 54 on the roster.
No, they have an open roster spot. They had an open roster spot before JMO came back. Go look.
I just know that they're talking about cutting Marvin from a very good source.
They cut Marv. They're going to add somebody. They cut Marv. It'll probably be for Aquara. Julian Aquara's coming back.
Marvin Aquara's on the IR. They can't cut him.
He just got designated. No, I said they're going to cut Marv for Okwara.
Oh, more than likely.
Yeah.
And
Okwara
Marvin
got
Brady.
designated a return today.
Okay, he's had 2 catches. He's had
He
2
said he
catches
fumbles a
on
lot.
12. He's only had the ball twice in his hands, and one of them was a fumble. He's been targeted 12 times. He's caught 2 for 8 yards. That's it. He's garbage. He's
And
old.
another thing about Mark, this was when that fumble, his first fumble. When that fumble Mark Jones had this year, the first fumble of his career or something like that?
Yep. Yes, it was. But we are a what have you done for me lately league.
And once you're in the doghouse on this team, you're in the doghouse. Marv's in the doghouse.
Doghouse for real. Another thing, let's talk about what else happened. So we beat the Packers. Let me take that back. We destroyed the Packers.
We smoked the Packers. We destroyed them.
We got J-Mo, right?
Mm-hmm. That's 3 wins in a week.
So let's talk about what else happened on Sunday with everybody in the NFC North. First, let's talk about
Minnesota. Oh, you want to talk about that? Yeah, I'm all for it.
Let's talk about this. The Bears lose again.
They were in field goal. Wait, this is what drives me bonkers about this. They're in field goal range. They decide to go for it. And Fields finally does what he does every game. He throws a pick.
He was having a good game, too. Went over 300 yards.
Yeah, he had a great game.
300 yards, like 4 touchdowns.
And 2 picks.
But when it came to clutch down, what happened?
Justin Fields came out.
They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Man, feel bad for Fields, man. He balled, bro. His defense.
When they up by like touchdowns, 2-3 when they up by 2-3 touchdowns.
No, they were up. They were up by 2 points.
21.
I'm talking about earlier in the game.
Oh, they were up 21-7. 2 touchdowns.
No, they were up more than that. They were up more than that.
No, it was 21-7 at halftime. It was 21-7. They got they got the ball first and scored, so that's 28-7. They scored 24 points.
Man, I don't think there's no hope of fixing the Bears, man. Like now they're saying Chase Claypool is on it. We trying to get. I don't want Chase Claypool. I don't.
No, I don't either.
To be honest with you, I don't want Adams either. I like let's leave our receiving core the way it is. And like Jeremy saying, I don't think we got the money to get Adams, do we? Jeremy?
Oh, you didn't hear? We ain't got the money for Adams. We don't have the money for Evans, but Evans got hurt yesterday.
So did Adams, and Adams said he struggled to come back in.
Adams came back into play, but he had a dislocated shoulder, had him set that thing back in, give him the shot. He went back in and balled out.
I'll take Adams over Evans.
Claypool's been run out of 2 places that need wide receivers.
I got a question. If it was between those 3 receivers, Adams, Evans, and Claypool, who would you choose? And give me a reason why.
Well, because you're going to get him for next to nothing. If you can get him for next to nothing, I would take Claypool and put him straight on the practice squad.
What? Nah. Claypool?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Claypool does have speed. Yeah, you can say no, but who has he had for a wide receivers coach? They didn't have a good one at Pittsburgh. Listen to me. They didn't have a good one at Pittsburgh. They didn't have a good one out there in Chicago. Dad's for damn sure. We can't afford Mike Evans. We can't afford Adams. We don't have enough cap room. The only one we can afford is Claypool.
We got what? Like,
if you take the cap room,
and you get him for next to nothing. Next to nothing. You're going to be able to get him for a 7th rounder and a bag of snack bag size of chips.
What's your answer on that, D? Evans?
No.
Claypool? Or Adams? If you had a choice, what would you pick? If the cap,
I know we've got money for one of them. I know we have money for one of them. We've got quite a bit of money.
Million. We have less than 16 million in cap.
Okay, what's their cap hit for this year? Each of them. Cap hit? What's Evans? Because I know we can afford Evans.
Wait, Devontae Adams has a $16 million cap hit, but you're going to have to pay part of the dead cap hit in order for them to trade him, because the dead cap is more than his salary. Plus, you're going to have to give him probably 2 firsts and a third, because that's what they gave up to get him. They traded for him. Remember, he wasn't a free agent.
I give up a first for Adams.
No, you're
Yeah, I
going to
give
have to
up my.
match what they gave away. You're going to have to match what they gave away.
No, you're not going to get that for Adams. Adams is kind of
And
hurt.
then Evans has got a higher payroll. He's just mad because Godwin got paid more than him. So you're going to
Evans
have
is
to
about to
give
be a
him.
free agent. Evans is about to be a free agent, so Tampa's going to eat some of that money they owe him for this year, and we'll have to eat a little bit of it too. We're not going to pick up his whole contract this year.
I understand.
We can
what you're
afford
saying.
Adams, or not Adams, but Evans. I mean, Evans is probably more attainable than Adams.
But Evans
Be
wants
honest.
a contract deal of 20+ million right away because that's what Godwin got. He took a pay cut to keep Brady, and Godwin got paid. He's pissed because Evans is the better receiver. That's what it's all boiling down to. Because
I
look
would
at what
take
happens
Evans
when Evans goes
and
down.
pay him.
When Evans goes down, that team does not score as much. When Godwin goes down, that team still wins if Evans in the lineup.
Because you don't have a true X receiver if you don't have Evans on the field.
Right.
So yeah,
Because Godwin is just an overglorified too, maybe even an overglorified slot receiver.
I would take Evans. I know we can afford him. I know we can afford him for this year.
We can't afford.
No.
He wants to be restructured immediately to make $20 million. He said this publicly. We don't have $20 million. He wants to make $20 million a year.
He wouldn't make $20 million. He wouldn't make $20 million this year. He wants. We signed him to an extension. He'd finish out this year, and then he'd get more. The money would start kicking in next.
You're not understanding. He wants $20 million.
He's not. It doesn't work that way. It don't work that way.
He wants it for this year. He wants it restructured and extended at the same time, so he makes $20 million. That's what he's asking for.
It doesn't work like that.
You can say it don't work like that, but it's been done before.
You want $20 million
a year?
Nah,
he wants $20 million a year.
Yeah,
he wants $20 million a year. He wants to make more than the 19.5 that Chris Godwin has. That's what he's pissed off about. And everybody thinks, he's going to fix everything here.
He ain't going to fix everything, but it'd be a damn good piece to add to this offense.
You know what?
Add him up over the top, bomb around the middle, and Jamo's your speedy deep threat.
Okay, wait. Why? Wait. We've been a top 5 offense to top 10 offense without Jamo in the lineup for 11 games last year and continuing through the first 4 games this year.
Our offense this year is not that good, to be honest with you.
We're still top 10.
Steady. It's steady.
It's still
but it's not really 10. I understand that, but it's not a high flying offense. Not like high flying, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Top 10.
And give him what Jags did for 2 off seasons ago. Mike Evans
and a lot of that half flying
is in line. We don't have $20 million to give him. We don't even have enough to make up for the quarter he's missed. Because think about it. Yes, take off $4 million. Man. Let's take off $4 million. You're still paying him $16 million the rest of the season.
Brad Holmes don't be paying a lot of money for people anyway, so I don't think that happened anyway. I don't see that trade happen.
Brad Holmes doesn't make
Brad has swung. Brad has swung for big money players.
Who?
Don't get it twisted. Jalen Ramsey, and he swung for Debo.
No.
And both Debo and Jalen Ramsey were wanting new contracts. So I don't see why he wouldn't swing for Adams to pay him a new contract. Even though Adams will be 30, Adams still a top flight receiver, or Evans is still a top flight receiver.
That was Les Snead. Les Snead is the one that traded away picks. Brad Holmes has said, I don't like to give up draft capital for players. Big draft.
He was getting ready to do it for Debo and Jalen Ramsey.
No. That was Les Snead that made the deal. Les Snead.
Talking about when he was.
Les
Snead was never here in Detroit. Les Snead was never here. I'm talking about when Brad Holmes was here in Detroit. Before the draft one year, he swung for Debo, and then he swung for Ramsey this past offseason. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking Brad Holmes here in Detroit, not in with the Rams.
I just think if you're in a swing for anything, you go for D-line. Either somebody opposite Hutch or another dominant defensive tackle. I wouldn't go for a wide receiver. That's just me.
I don't think we need
I'm
a wide
leaning
receiver.
more towards somebody opposite Hutch. If we do make a trade, I'd
Ooh.
expect D-line help anyways.
I can see that happening.
And
There's
the only
rumors
guy
of Max
Another thing
Crosby.
let's talk about is
there's rumors of everybody that's on a bad team. Every
Yeah.
time somebody has a bad team, somebody either heavy on Detroit or pride of the Lions, they write an article saying, "Oh, we're going to trade for this guy," and everybody takes it as gospel when nobody's even been announced on the trade block.
Yeah. We've been linked to like Chase Young. Like, why?
Yeah, we called them prior to the draft, but you know what? They wanted too much for somebody who's injury prone. I guarantee you that's what it was.
What would you give up for Chase?
I'm in the same boat that I'd give up for Chase Claypool because he can't stay on the field. I'd give up a 7th rounder and a snack size bag of chips.
You're not getting. You're not giving up a 7th rounder for what was he? Number 2 pick, number 1 pick.
And
but then you
Dale
know this
goes,
the
I would
NFL, so
take-
it's a what have you done for me loud lately? It's the NFL.
and
what have
Sue
you
is
done
still
for
a
me lately?
free
So they-
agent and has publicly said in the last 2 years that his favorite coach he had to play for was interim head coach Dan Campbell. If that isn't glowing endorsement that he'd come back to Detroit right now.
Wait,
And
who?
Stu is
Sorry.
Sue.
Would you
Sue
take?
is
Would
not
you
the
be happy
same-
if we got Sue back?
Hell yeah,
I'll be okay with it. I'll be okay. I'll be
He'd
okay
be a
with it.
mentor that'd be in the rotation. He can still do things to help this D line get better. Yeah. And
Yeah, I'll
Sue
take
won't-
Sue.
Sue's about a $5 or $6 million player per
I
year.
like Sue, man.
And Ed,
But you
and
think
you
you
could
think
take
he still got anything in
1.5
the
off of
tank?
it. He made plays in the Super Bowl. He stopped Pacheco
True.
twice. He got pressure on Mahomes. Hey, they paid $3.5 million for him last year. Why not? And they brought him in at the same point. It was right around week 5 or week 6 in the season. You could get him for 3.5 to 4.5 million a year. He hasn't turned his retirement papers. He's still a free agent.
What would you expect out of Sue? Like 6 to 10 snaps a game?
Yeah,
Let's talk about
probably 6 to 10 snaps because on average we've only been allowing teams to be on the field for 50 to 60 snaps a game.
True. True. True.
So you'd be letting him play 20%.
Pretty cool with
But
that.
to have him work with Aleem and Bugs and
Hey,
Martin.
James, I'm with you, man. I was just about to say that would be a dominant force, man. That front line, that was Charlie your front line. He said 8 to 12 snaps. Yeah, about right there. I'm with you. Yeah, on first and second down too, because he's a dominant run stopper, man. Like yes, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other
Yeah.
team. And this guy named Vikings get their first win, man. Like
I'll say it right now because the Panthers aren't good.
I was hoping they went 0-16. This has been real slow today.
Yeah, and if we're gonna pay money for anybody, I want D-line. But the Panthers, they're not a good team. They're not ready yet. They got most of the pieces on defense. They still
The
need
defense is
interior.
good.
They need our interior O-line and our actual running back because Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders are somewhere between dog water and dog crap.
Damn, that's a fine line.
It is a fine line.
Let's talk about so right now, let's talk about our rematch we got against the Panthers, man. And coming to this game, everybody think we're just gonna run over the Panthers. You feel me? I was like that, but what
I
Dan
think
Campbell
it's
said
gonna
made a lot of sense. Let's see what
This is another opponent who's dying for a win. They got a damn good coaching staff. They got real good players, and we all know what they're capable of. I mean, look what happened yesterday. Look at all these scores. Look at these teams that. I mean, you can go right across the board, and everybody's talking about that's the next Super Bowl winner because how many how many points they put up, and then all of a sudden they lose yesterday. And it's like, none of that is reality. So this is the next one in front of us. And to have a chance to win it, you got to take it serious, and you got to have a good game plan, and they got to be ready to execute, and they got to have their motor running. That's the focus.
He's right. You can't make
Where's the
anyone
brick,
like
bro?
him.
Where's the brick wall?
He's not easing up on it.
Where's the brick wall, bro? I'm ready to run through it. Let's go. Oh, damn.
Like, yeah,
Say what you want about
If
Dan
you think-
Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Go ahead, John.
Say what you want about Dan Campbell. That man motivates men. He's like
Facts.
the good drill sergeant. You know, you had the drill sergeant who was the disciplinarian and would beat you down and browbeat you and make you feel this tall. And then you had the one that would build you up into that super soldier, make you feel good. That's what Dan Campbell is.
Got these boys ready to go. I think we dominate the D line again.
And for people that think Matt LaFleur is a better coach than Dan Campbell, I
Do me a
this
favor,
to say.
please. Get out of here.
Mhm.
Matt LaFleur.
The hell, for real, like Matt LaFleur, man. Like, I just don't understand people who keep saying that. Like, no, that ain't happening, man. For real. And to all the people that's jumping on the bandwagon, I got this to say.
You wanna fuck with me?
Mhm.
Don't try to hop on the bandwagon now, baby. Like, we ain't accepting no new fans out here in Detroit, man. Like, this is our team and this is our squad, man. We doing it green argument from the bottom to the way up, man. If you want to hear with us, man, don't try to jump on the bandwagon, man. So what's your predictions of the game versus a rematch versus the Panthers? Remember, they the reason why we was out of the playoffs. So Dan Campbell taking this to heart, just like going into the Packers. You feel me? And Deuce Staley left us, even though it was
You know, I
family
don't know
issues.
what.
He went over
You know
there.
what?
DJ Shark left us. He over there too. So, like, what do you think the prediction of the score game gonna be, man?
They're going to have less than 100 yards rushing because our defense is going to shut them down again. I'm not going to give a score prediction. I think we're going to win by 2+ scores. How's that?
I think it's
Only
a closer
I
game than
a
we
3-point
think.
score win, man.
I think it's going to be 2+ scores. I think it's going to be like a 10-point win.
That's where I'm at. I'm at about 10. A 10-point game.
Listen, Dan Campbell gonna have them boys fired up, man. He gonna remind them why they wasn't out of the playoffs, how we slipped up last year, man. I got us beating them by 21, man.
He made a mistake then. He let AG call that defense against Seattle because losing to Seattle is why we weren't winning the playoffs.
Yeah. Seattle had a tiebreaker over us.
Yep.
So if we would have won that game against Carolina, we
If
still
we
wouldn't have
won-
been in the playoffs.
No, we would have because we'd had more wins.
No,
If we
but I'm
would have won
saying,
out,
if you want to talk about the game that cost us the playoffs, it was the Seattle game. Or
Early
you
in
can
the
say
that
season.
game-
or letting there's 8 different games you could say cost us that playoff spot.
that was one of them. That was one of them. I see our defense stepping up big this game, man. We only go hold them to 7 points. I don't say
7
what's the
points?
quarterback's name right now? Young hurt, ain't he? Bryce Young still hurt?
No, he's playing.
Played last week.
He didn't play last week.
He
Yeah, he
played
did.
last week. He was their starting
Yeah, he did.
quarterback.
Yeah, he
He
played
the
last
whole
week.
game.
I thought it was
Bryce Young was
ran
kind of
Rocky
trash.
It was the week before he didn't play because he was in concussion
Yeah.
protocol.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm off. Jeremy, man,
Buffalo
I appreciate
game, the
y'all having on
Minnesota
there,
game.
man. You know I do, man.
But you know what? I'm going to predict the same thing again.
Darren, my-
Bears are going to
What's up?
lose. Vikings will probably lose. Lions win. Packers, who cares? They're in second place anyways.
Uh-huh.
Come on now.
He said Bryce Young played no they can't
Offensive
score.
touchdowns.
That offense over there in Carolina is horrible, man.
You don't think Deuce is going to have them boys pumped up to play? He is the assistant offensive coordinator. he motivates men like Campbell does. That's why I said I'm not going to say anything bad. They're a bad team, but I can't say anything bad about the coaching staff. I can't say anything bad about the defense.
The defense is pretty good. The defense is not a slouch. They got a good pass rush.
Like I said, I think we're gonna win by 21. And after we win 21, all Lions fans gonna be doing this.
Yep, and James Burgess agrees. Carolina
Make
is going
sure
to try
we
to run
top
at us.
seed. They gonna try to run at us, but it's a new defense, baby. It ain't going down like that. We're gonna shut that front. I think we continue in the run game. We're gonna stop them for getting 100 yards, and they only gonna score 7 points. I don't see them getting in the end zone that much. And you got to score to beat us, man, because our offense is gonna put up points. Our offense is gonna.
Our offense is good for minimum 17 to 20 points a game off rip. You know.
I just don't see them, man, beating us at all, man. I just don't. If we lose to Carolina again, man, I'm gonna be questioning Dan Campbell out of it, man. Than Aaron Glenn. You can't.
It depends on what it is. It depends on what it is. If we go soft zone and they carve us up again, when with Mosley's back, we should be running more press man because that's what him and Sutton are good at. If that's
hopefully AG realizes that.
Yep. I'm just saying, if you got Mosley back, I don't even care if he's only there for 50% of the snaps. We're better in press man when he's on the field and zone when Jerry Jacobs is on the field.
We've seen that the second half when he started going to when he went to that zone, man, that's when they start eating. We seen that. We was talking about that on the live show, man.
I told you. He went to that Joe Barry type of zone where all the corners were 5 to 10 yards off the scrimmage. We were like, what the hell is he doing? Get them on press man coverage. We were doing great the first half. Because the only guy that was getting burnt, and that only happened until the first interception. And then Branch goes down. Will Harris comes in. They score a touchdown. Tracy Walker isn't communicating and covering his guy right in the end zone. That's why Christian Watson was wide open. And that's why whoever it was that caught it in the back of the end zone on the 2-point conversion, he covered the wrong guy. I pointed it out. You tried to say it wasn't him, and you went back and looked.
I still don't think it was Tracy Walker.
It was Tracy Walker. Romeo Dobbs was covered with Sutton going underneath. Christian Watson ran right past Walker to the corner of the end zone, turned around and caught the ball. Wide open. Because Walker went with Dobbs.
Tracy, you got to make that up to me.
He's got to make it up to you.
Yeah, you owe that to me, man. You're my boy, bro. Don't be doing that to me, bro. Like, come on now. I don't think so.
Don't get me wrong.
Kirby's
Tracy Walker did a lot of good things. Kirby should be back
this week, right? Do you start?
Yeah, but keep No, you keep Tracy in.
Kirby was full practice today. Mosley is still limited, but he's leaning more towards going.
So with them 3 safeties, Manafondu, Tracy Walker, and Kirby, who would you be your starting safeties?
Tracy.
It's going to be Tracy and Kirby.
It's two, Tracy and Kirby. I like the way Manafondu play, man. Don't mess up something that ain't.
That's okay. It could probably be more of a 50-50 split until they know if Kirby's good or not. You know what I mean? Really, truly ready to go. Caleb Williams has already announced that if the Bears have the first pick, he's not entering the draft.
I wouldn't want to go there either, though.
He literally
I feel bad
said,
for whoever does go there.
He goes, the only 5 teams he wants to play for are the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Vikings, Giants, and 49ers.
Please not the Vikings.
You think you go get the Eli Manning treatment and let him pick where he play at?
Yep, basically. It's already been done. There's not any rule about trading picks once you've picked. Until they've signed that contract, there's no dead cap, remember?
Right.
Yep.
So trading the pick, if they want to, like, let's say the Raiders grab the other good wide receiver from Ohio State,
Marvin Harrison.
Egeba. Marvin Harrison's
yeah.
number one. Harrison Jr. is number one. He's going to go in the top 5. I see that happening already.
Marvin Harrison's going top 3. And Marvin Harrison's going top 3.
Right now, if you think about it, because the Cardinals won a game, the Bears have the 1st and the 5th pick.
Oh,
The Bears
yeah, it was the 1st and 2nd pick.
Oh, that's right. They don't have Cardinals. They got Panthers. Cardinals have the Texans pick. Texans actually are looking pretty good.
Yeah, Stroud's balling.
I said coming out, I said, of the wide receivers that can play, the most NFL-ready quarterback in this draft is C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
Keywords there, out of the quarterbacks that can play.
The Texans D, he said the Texans D look good too. They do look good. Man, the Texans D look good, man.
And I'm going to say they could. That could play for a reason. The best quarterback couldn't even play this season. Who was it? Coming out of college football? Who was the best quarterback? And he can't play this season.
Who?
I have no idea.
Hendon Hooker. 35 touchdowns, 2 interceptions through 8 games. He was the best quarterback in college football. He was leading the Heisman voting, whatever it was, to 1 vote outside of him. The only guy that got a vote outside of him was Bryce Young at the time.
I think Hooker is really our future?
I think he's the future. I think he is a negotiation tool to keep Goff from going ballistic and wanting Kyler Murray type money. But I think they've already talked to him, and that's what he wants, and they don't want to do it. Because remember, they talked to both Jonah and Goff this offseason about an extension. They wanted to get it done before we get to try and keep it.
Yeah, but Goff is Brad's dude.
Doesn't
they
matter.
love Goff.
They're not going to give him $45 million. They're not going to do it.
He's got to get.
Yep. I think it's exactly this right here. They already proved they're willing to move on from a. I would give him about 40 tops.
Give him 41, 42. If he keeps balling like this, I'll give him 44.
Nope.
Yeah, Goff's balling.
No, I don't care. It's about the cap hit percentage versus the rest of the roster. I want to keep him under 20% because guess what? Every quarterback that's won a Super Bowl, not named John Matthew Stafford, has made 20% or less. You can look it up because guess who kept taking pay cuts so he'd make less to win Super Bowls in New England? Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I know that.
Tom Brady.
And then all the other ones were rookie quarterback contracts. Go look them up. Joe Flacco.
I know that.
Joe Flacco, once he got his extension, what was he? Garbage.
That's after he won the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl on a rookie contract, got his extension, and fell apart. Now, you can say
I don't think Goff gonna do that to us, though, man. I can see Goff coming back on a little nice
going to sign for less, if he was going to sign for 40 or less, the deal would have already been done. I guarantee it.
He said Goff getting $40 million.
I guarantee it. If he was getting that $40 million or less, the deal would have been done this offseason.
What's Danny Dimes getting? 44?
40.2.
You get 40.
40.2. But that's because Giants are stupid.
Goff's got to get more than that.
If Danny Dimes can get that, he can get way more than that too. Especially if he leads this team to the playoffs and get a playoff win.
Panay, we get to offer the 5th-year extension on, so we don't have to work him for another year. Amon-Ra, Aleem, Levi, if they want to re-sign him, but I doubt it.
No, I doubt that too.
All get reworked this
Uh,
offseason.
You think we re-sign Jonah?
And Patty Grimes is right. Burrow got an extension and fell off. Look at all
You
the
say
players
do I
that
think
fell
he-
off.
Burrow, man, timeout. Burrow's hurt, and the Bengals are mismanaging him. So that's nah.
He's, beginning of every season, he's fell off, though.
He said someone
I
will
don't
throw
know.
40 million because their team. Yeah, I can see happening. They ain't that many.
We could get a haul. If even if all we do is make it to the playoffs and lose a game, one of these bad teams will give up a bunch of picks to get Goff.
I don't want to see Goff gone though, man. I like what Goff.
I
did
don't
here.
want to see him gone
Goff-
either, but I'm facing reality that
Goff's not
Brad-
going nowhere.
I just got this weird feeling. They're going to tell him our limit's $40 million. If you don't like that, you're going to be kicking rocks.
No, they're not going to do that. Hooker
say
ain't
they're
ready
not.
for that. Hooker's not ready like that.
Yeah, you could say Hooker's not ready like that, but it only took him 3 months to learn a different playbook and ball out the year before he entered the draft. He already changed schemes and learned a playbook. He already changed schemes and learned a playbook in his college career, which means he's very smart. He stayed in an extra year, getting a master's in business.
Don't see it. I don't see Goff going nowhere.
He won't be kicking rocks. He will be crashing in them.
And
Man.
Holmes has been scouting Hooker since he was 15 years old. You know why? Because he's friends with his family.
Goff is Brad's guy though. Like Brad's a golf guy, like 1,000,000%. That's his good. That's
But
his
this is
quarterback.
that could be his guy, but this is a business, bro. You feel me?
Business.
And they trying to set us up for
He was-
years. Set us up. So I
Yeah.
can see if his money, if the number ain't right, I can see him getting rid of Goff too, man. But Goff has proved himself too, where he can make that money somewhere else too. So it's an iffy situation, man. So
I'm just saying, if he was going to be willing to take the money they offered already, the deal would have been done, and he'd have been extended through 2027, 2028 already.
So you think Goff gone?
I think he goes wherever Ben Johnson goes as head coach this offseason.
That's
What
bold.
you think?
Whoa, that's bold.
I've been saying that.
That's bold as shit.
I've been saying that the
Damn.
whole time. It may be bold, but guess where he's probably going? And it won't be San Diego, and it won't be in the division.
He's gonna have to go AFC.
He'll go AFC, and he's going to go to the Death Star out there in the middle of the desert. I think Ben Johnson will be the next coach of the Oakland Raiders.
Wow. You
Didn't
mean
they
the
just
Las
sign
Vegas
McDaniels
Raiders?
this year? Didn't they?
What?
Didn't they just sign McDaniels this year?
No, they signed him
Yeah,
last year. He's on the hot seat.
Yeah, but
They
they can't
signed him
afford to
last
fire
season.
another coach. They can't afford to fire another coach.
Why? That doesn't count towards a player cap.
And
They
right now,
afford to fire
and
another
the answer is the way right now Josh Reynolds' contract is set up. If they trade Goff, they're probably not going to resign him.
Right.
He's a free agent this year. So that's that. I'm with you, man, Patty. I hope he do get a freaking contract extension, man. I truly do, man.
So do I. As long as he keeps playing, if he keeps playing like this the rest of the year, you know. But if he falls off sometime during this year, nah, okay, Goff. But
Jeremy,
Goff's been balling, man. I'll give him his money. 42,
If we don't
43
have the
mil.
same OC, I'm not giving him that money.
if the Lions don't make the play, if the Lions don't win the Super Bowl, can you see him, Bentley Johnson, leaving here? Is there any way you think Johnson's staying here for another year after this year?
I don't think he will. I think somebody's going to throw enough money, he'll leave.
It's just going to be like when Atlanta had Shanahan. When the 49ers got Shanahan from Atlanta. Exactly how it's going to be.
Patty got a point. The Raiders
They
don't
don't
got the
have.
money.
Wait, you can say they don't have the money, but they got.
They
players
don't.
next
I've seen
year.
a story about it.
But
There's
next
a
year,
story out there about it.
but next year they have ways to clear cap and kick the can down the road again to make room for cap. Every team does it. Packers did it to clear the room to sign Rodgers last year.
Does coaching go off the cap too?
No, coaching.
Oh,
is
it's a
not
separate
television.
thing. It's a separate. It's part of the. It's part of the. It figures into the finances somehow how much they can actually spend and how much the organization has according to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like their budget. There's a way that affects that because I've read a story where they cannot afford to fire another coach because they're still paying like 2 coaches. They're paying, I think, still paying Gruden and somebody else.
They can't. There's wording in the contracts. Gruden only gets a percentage.
Right.
He's not getting his full contract because he was suspended from being able to coach by the NFL, all because he called Roger Goodell gay.
He said, "Great news. None of us have the money to give golf, but Holmes does." You know what I gotta say to that?
You Hoboken.
We know we broke. You ain't gotta remind us. It's like we're saying, like, ain't none of you ain't got the money to pay golf. I wish we did have the money to pay golf. I mean, I could pay myself. I'm just saying, like,
shit, I got $3 you can have.
Yep, the Saints wrote the book on kicking the cap down the road.
He said the Saints wrote the book on kicking the cap down the road.
Yeah, because 2 years ago they were $90 million over the cap.
Yeah, they actually did.
They were like 60 million, 40 million last summer, and they still got Carr. They were still able to get David Carr. Derek Carr.
The Rams did that too.
Yeah.
The Rams did that last year too when they was over the cap, but they were still bringing players in.
Because there's a rule in there called cash over cap.
Anything can happen, man. Anything.
There's a cash over cap rule. If you are a team that is struggling because of cap casualties,
Doggy, I'm just messing with you, man.
They're able to transfer 20% of their cap room, of their 20% of their profits into cap room. That's how they get away with it.
Donkey Kong, man, I was just playing, man. I just put that clip in and I had to play it somewhere. I had to get it in somewhere. So, Jerry, man, what's your last words, man? What you got to say to the people, man?
Hey, try every day.
You remember that commercial?
You want me to do the commercial I started my show with? Every Lions podcast should be sponsored by FTP. And no, that's not the Florists. It's Fuck the Packers. That and try every day to be a better person than try to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place.
Okay.
See what you guys think?
Well, I can't
head off here.
I can't beat that. So I'll just say I'll catch y'all later. Nice chat with y'all. I can't beat that. I can't compete with that. You got me.
You like my sponsorship?
Yeah. I do.
As Germs say, man, it's always FTP. Fuck the Packers, man. And I'm your boy Bandit, man. Hold on, we got one more before we head out.
Oh my God! I just realized through various offshore corporations and shell companies, the Yankees actually own the Saints. +1 to James.
But I'm gonna end it off like this. It's your boy Bandit, aka it's Neil, aka Bandit. I like to appreciate Germ and D for coming on here, man. I also like to appreciate Mike, Sky, Kuji, Jay Reed, Brandon, everybody that came on my show, man. Everybody that's in the comments, man. Everybody who's watching the show, I appreciate you. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all came to spend this hour and 15 minutes with us, man. I truly appreciate that, man. If y'all gonna hit that like and subscribe button, man, I very much appreciate that, man. I don't even do shows on Tuesday, but I was just so excited about how we beat the Packers, man. I had to get it in, man. So
it's Monday.
With that said, man,
it's Monday.
I really don't do shows on Monday.
So who's playing? Who's playing now? Seattle
at New York. I'm expecting double-digit wins.
Okay, let's go.
That's crazy.
I got Seattle.
I thought the game was
Seattle. I'm out.
Playing on Thursdays got me messed up, man. I'm always playing on Sundays, man. But like I said, I appreciate
no.
everybody, man, who came here, man. I appreciate everybody that's on the show. Jeremy, I know I appreciate y'all, man. It's your boy Bennett. It's the Bandit Podcast, man, and we out of here.